that if you don't understand a sentence, you can just use I think that means. You don't have to just leave it and wait till later.
Do you use it at home as well?
When I don't understand a sentence and a sentence is hard, I use it.
Good. So how do you feel about the reading program now?
I really like it.
Yeah. How's it different from what you used to do?
Well, we used to just read like stories, and if we didn't understand it, you just move on to the other person.
Yeah. And now?
You get to say I think that means, and other, like I have a picture in my head and I know that because with it, instead of just doing an old sentence.
Right.
Brilliant, because like it's taught me so many different things. Like when I was doing it a couple of days ago, I'm starting to mix in like all the things like the ITTM with the Deep 5, and like I don't even notice it because CSI's taught me that.
CSI to help us to understand the meanings of what all the sentences mean.
Yeah.
And we also use it to help us learn what we're actually reading about. And
good. Okay, so how is this different from the reading programs that you've done in the past? What do you think the benefits are? Why is it better to do it to use CSI?
Well, CSI helps us to remember, and we did a story at the beginning of the year, and we used our trigger words and everything to help remember it. And I remember that story still, and I could probably tell you most of it off the top of my head from remembering all the trigger words. And in the old reading programs, I probably forget the stories after a week, and I remember these ones from the beginning of the year.
And how's it helped you?
Well, it's helped me to show that it understands what that sentence actually, like a sentence, means. Like if I'm stuck on a sentence in a long story and I just can't figure out what it means, I use CSI and it really works.
Okay, which of the strategies do you use in particular?
Alright, the strategies I use is what we call the Deep 5. And the one I use is I have a picture in my head and I wonder why. Maybe it's because.
And you find they help you unpack the sentence?
They help me a lot, yeah.
Understand the sentence, because sometimes when I'm reading through words I need to read the chunk again because I read it real fast and I was just tired after school, so I can, ready to go to bed and just reading.
So you use it at home when you're reading at home?
Yeah.
How do you use it at home?
When I come across something that I don't really understand, sometimes I just pick out that paragraph and do CSI with it.
Mm-hmm. And so what does that mean when you say I do CSI with it? What does that mean?
I put it into my own words so I can understand it.
Cool.
I think CSI is really good because I used to be kind of struggling with my books that I read at home, but now I've made my books a bit more funner if they're quite boring books, but I have to read them. Like I got a boring book from the library now. It was like really fun to read because I make it up in my head and I imagine random things.
Okay, so it's helped you with your personal reading.
Yeah, and it's fun in class.
Why is it fun in class?
Because you get to actually do it with a partner, and not that you get to like hear their thoughts and you get to like just make random things up, and it helps you with all your reading.
Okay. And what about trigger words and headings and trigger words? How's that helped you?
The trigger words, it helps you remember like a paragraph. Like we did a paragraph, a one like last term, and we still remember it from the trigger words.
Good.
Yes, I love doing CSI because it helps you understand like words that you don't know, and it helps you to actually know the story better. And it really helps me at home because like when I read a book I quite often get stuck in a couple of pages, so I just use my CSI and get a scrap paper to do my trigger words, so it's really helped me with that.
Right.
Yeah, because it helps me not to just, I like reading the book first, not actually seeing the movie first, so I get to have those images in my head before I see the movie.
Well, I enjoyed CSI because there's lots of things that you don't know, and then all of a sudden you say it in your own words, and then you know it. Like, it's hard to explain.
It really helps. It's a good tool.
Yeah. And you see things differently from what you saw before in the pictures, and like showing them to the class and painting pictures in their heads also fun. Yeah.
And what about the fact that there are no pictures? Does that bother you?
No, because I can always picture it in my head.
I like it's like meant like we could learn more stuff because we can retell it in our own words, so we know like what that word could mean.
It actually helps everyone through like their reading, and like I've got a book at home, and now I used to read it for the first like 5 pages, and then we got into CSI, and then I like learnt, and it made it like way funner, and like I could say like I could just write the trigger words down and then remember the whole paragraph. And well, it's the trigger words help me through like any paragraph. So if you're like reading a paragraph and you don't know like a word, then you write it down, and then you use one of the deep 5, and then you can figure it out in your head, and you've got like a good picture of it, and it like helps you through like when you're like stuck, and you can just read around it and then figure out what the word is.
And what about reading time in classroom? Is that all right now?
Yeah,
enjoy it?
I like it because it's like it's fun, and it's not like just boring reading and then all you do is write down stuff. You can like picture it in your head, and you can like play around with it, and you've got like heaps of range, like the deep 5, you've got heaps of ranges of things that you can pick out. So like I've got a picture in my head, and then you can picture it in your head.